We're an affiliate con, the third affiliate con, guys. And you know, I have memories from the first affiliate con. I remember the guys from Gambling Insider told me, listen, Tal, we have a new project for affiliates. Because we know that, you know, there are many events for, you know, for operators and events, the B2B operators, and we want to have an event for affiliates. We'll do it in a cool place, which is called Sofia. Do you know Sofia? I said, yeah, it's okay. You know, it's like, I like Sofia, but it depends where. And then let's have it there. We'll have the singer from the Eurovision. I think that Bulgaria won the Eurovision, or I don't know, had a very good contender. And what do you think? I said, okay, why not? If, you know, if these guys, cool guys, Julian and Gary, tells and calls Tal, Tal comes. So in 2018, I think we ran the first Talron panel. It was a really interesting panel. It was a keynote panel in Sofia in the affiliate con. Since then, we're now in the third year that they give me the opportunity to actually choose experts that I can recommend, that I vouch for, that they can be business partners, they can be friends, they can be clients, suppliers of our firm, but people that I can recommend about them personally. This is why I'm really proud and I'm really happy to have here people that normally are very, very busy. Sometimes they're so busy, you know. Jeffrey finishes his work, I think at 8 or 9, goes home, and then at 1 and 2 starts to answer me emails. So all of these guys are very busy, but they freed time to join me here for the third affiliate con. So thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you,
joining me. Thank you. And I also want you also to be aware, also all the viewers here, because not everybody is aware the connection between the affiliate con and the Gambling Insider guys to one of the most prestigious awards in the industry, the Global Gaming Awards. And a part of being constantly one of the judges there, I'm telling you that companies that won there, it's not a coincidence. They have probably some of the best services in the gaming industry. Now they have the one for the European markets and for North American markets. And I really urge you, once everything is over, back from the Corona, to see what's going on there, to nominate yourselves. And that's also for the delegates. And hopefully we'll all meet together soon face to face. That's our introduction. Let me just explain who are you here. I believe that many of you already know the companies of the speakers here. Some of you do not know the faces. So I think that it's important. So let's start. Let's start probably with the ladies. It's the best. Let's start with Viktorija from ConnectPay. Viktorija from ConnectPay. You know that ConnectPay became a household name in the EMI industry, you know? And I think, you know, probably most of the people know what's an EMI. EMI is, I can call it a virtual bank or a digital bank, but I think that for most people that are operators, affiliates, or B2B providers, they don't need anything except an EMI. You know, they don't need a place to say hello to the banker and cash the check. But of course, there are, you know, uses for OCBC, DBS. We can touch it in a different panel. Viktorija is in part of ConnectPay, which is part of the, or probably one of the leaders or one of the fastest growing EMIs in Lithuania. They're now number 3 after Revolut and the Paysera, who have been there for ages. And I'm really happy to have Viktorija here. And Viktorija is actually the chief CX officer, the head of customer experience, which also means something about the team and the company, that they have a dedicated person, a very talented person that deals with customer experience. So thank you, Viktorija, for joining me on this panel.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Next, we have Emily Helmer. Emily Helmer, probably the youngest on the panel. You can never ask a question like that, but you know, maybe she and Viktorija are the youngest. Can I say maybe Dmitrii is also? You know, I sometimes really have a bad eye for ages. You know, someone thinks that someone is either 10 years younger or 10 years older. So you know, let's skip that subject. But Emily Helmer joined our team in January 2021. She's our head of compliance and emails and services as our team. She studies law in one of the best colleges of law in Israel. And she actually deals with both the compliance onboarding of clients and also dealing directly with our best merchants. And thank you, Emily, for freeing your time.
Thank you so much, Tal.
And leaving Mayan and Liat at their desk and coming here to speak with me here.
Thank you.
So thank you. Thank you so much. Emily, thank you. Then we have my friend Dmitrii Guniashov. Grushanov sounds different. Grushanov, is it a name like that? Or did they invent an Eastern European?
He just invented that.
Invented Grushanov. But say, Dmitrii, we have a feedback there. Or someone, I think that we have a feedback. No, we don't have a feedback. I heard myself like with a feedback. Okay, Dmitrii Guniashov, and that's the name. And you know that with a double I, you know that it's very specific, right? If you have a double I in your name, where did you come originally?
From Russia.
Russia, yeah. So, some of them you can write it with double I, some you can write with the I, some of them like Yulia can go with an I. Like if you see Viktorija with an IJ, you know that she came from the Baltics. Now, what is cool about Dmitrii Guniashov is in company, first of all, as you see, he's a modest guy, he's a humble guy, but he's a very clever guy. And that's lots of Eastern European are like that, but with Dmitrii Guniashov, he's also with a big reason. I think that his company, not only they're very competitive with what they offer to clients, they're probably one of the longest companies in the crypto business. And that's important to understand. In this business, there are lots of cowboys. And I'm sure that also Gonzalo will tell you there are lots of cowboys also in affiliates that ask you for prepayments and don't deliver at all. Yesterday I was in a team of, there was like a WhatsApp team of, they send a picture of someone supposedly based in Bangkok, and he looks like someone who's, I don't know, very holistic and very shanty. And he asked for $10,000 prepayment for leads. And then everybody speaks about that. So, and he's a cowboy, probably. I'm not mentioning names. In the crypto business, I think there's the largest amount of cowboys ever. People that open, a crypto exchange, put, I don't know, a monkey. They buy an Ukrainian passport for 200 euro, an internal passport for another 100 euro. And then, when shit happens, they run away. And these people are existing in each and every industry. But I think that in the cryptocurrency, probably it's one of the larger. And I'm very happy to have Cryptopay here on the panel and an example of someone who works by the book. And also my clients really, really enjoy working with. So Dmitrii, thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for having me, Tal.
Thank you so much. Then we have Mr. Jeffrey Romano. Mr. Jeffrey Romano, Jeffrey sounds like a very British name, but Romano sounds totally Italian. And as you can hear from the accent, he's 100% Maltese, which probably one of my best, one of my favorite accents that I like. I like it how it sounds. It sounds really unique to my ears in Israeli. Because I speak both Arabic and Hebrew, so it sounds like a mixture. So Jeffrey Romano, actually, he did not originally, came from finance or for gambling. He came actually from the humanities. But he has such a bright mind, so he got very, very, very easily into finance and into marketing and into service providing. And he's actually leading all the marketing efforts of FinXP. And FinXP is the nice feature about, even you see, I never heard about FinXP before my client spoke about them. And I say, what is FinXP? Is it WinXP, Windows XP? Where did they come from out of nowhere? Actually, ConnectPay were like that 1.5 years ago. Yeah, before I met, Solius and Edgaras and these guys. I never knew about them. But then I saw clients working with you, and then that happened. Same came with Jeffrey. Jeffrey and his guys, 7 years already in the business. I was never aware because I had a really silly name. And then what happened? I think that Jeffrey and their team changed the corporate identity, chosen the name FinXP, placed a really cool branding made by Josh Okok. And I think it's great and a growth gurus. So thank you, Jeffrey, for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Tal.
Great. And last but not least, my friend Gonzalo. But I think before I move to Gonzalo, I still hear myself. So I think the best if each one of you put on mute, so we will not hear the feedback. If it's okay with you, can we do it? Good. And then we can find where is also Emily. Good, and then we can see where does the feedback come from. I hope no one has like their I don't know what. Let's hope it works. Okay, let me try now. Okay, Gonzalo Jusid, that's his name. He's actually, as you see, you'll think that he's international. He looks like, I don't know, a Latino American model for I don't know, advertising cigarettes or cigars. Thank you, and sorry, Gonzalo. And it's good that he's on mute. Probably he's cursing me in heart or by speech.
Little bit.
Yeah. Exactly, but Gonzalo is very famous because he's also an affiliate working with the best names in regulated gaming. He's also a developer of applications for clients, tailor-made solutions for the clients and doing really, really good stuff for them. They have 25 employees already. They work from Ramat Gan, and they're expanding all the time. And we've been the lawyers for several years. We're helping them for all their legal needs, and we're really, really happy to get Gonzalo here. So that's the introduction. That's the introduction. Every time I introduce these people, you know, or every time it's different people, I got like comments on LinkedIn. What an introduction! What an introduction that Tal gives. And I don't know if it's okay or it's not, but that's me. That's good because I think and I say all the time what I think with no filters. Great. Now let's start business. Let me ask each one of you one by one. How do you and the business give extra value to your partners or suppliers or clients that differs from the competition? And that's important to understand because there are lots of providers out there. Let's start with Mr. Guniashov. We spoke about the Cowboys, but let me give the microphone to yourself. Let's hear from you. How do Cryptopay? Yeah. The mute. I will need to remind everybody about the mute, and that's fine. It's my job. I will remind you. Thank you.
Thank you. So we've been in business for 8 years and serving our clients. We think the biggest and the most important thing is trust. So we always put our clients first and trying to go the extra mile to make sure we deliver what our clients expect us to do. I think customer support is very important area as well, and making sure all the day-to-day and longer-term demands or issues of our clients are solved. For us, we're not the cheapest provider, but I think competitive commercial is very important because some people just trying to make it everything for free, which ends up, well, normally ends up badly. I think that's the most important thing from ourselves. So thank you.
I can tell you something very, very, very funny. You know, when you say, Dmitrii, we spoke about it, I think, because some of my clients, you know, moved to you from other providers, also, you know, doing cryptocurrency processing. And the funny stuff that they have been expecting that if they're moving to a UK regulated company that gives you like, you know, lots of extra services, they'll pay like much higher, you know, fees. At the end of the day, they actually, and fees is not everything. We all the time discuss it. The service and the quality and whatever you get is, you actually, and without going into numbers, because none of my business, but actually you're very competitive also on fees. And it's something that you always remember, which is really cool, that I find your service actually not only like good on the quality and the service, but also competitive on fees, which is not all the time the case. I can tell you, many of my clients will agree to pay higher fees for getting higher service, and that's fine. And with your company, it's actually it's like a win-win, which is cool. But I'm not telling it to you to raise the fees. I'm just telling you the feedback that I got.
One important thing to mention: we're not regulated in the UK, although we're registered and waiting for the outcome of our application to the FCA. But yeah, we know that we try to make it as competitive as it gets without undermining the service we provide.
Exactly. That's another point to mention. Thank you so much, Dmitrii. Thank you, Dmitrii. Viktorija, what makes ConnectPay so interesting and different from the competing EMIs in Lithuania, let's say, or banks or whatever? Thank you.
Well, Tal, you've mentioned yourself that, you know, we're one of the fastest growing EMIs, payment institutions in Lithuania, with Revolut and Paysera, you know, alongside. But however, we still consider ourselves, you know, a boutique institution. So which means that, you know, we're very close to our clients, you know, we show a lot of attention. Every, you know, product improvement or anything like that, you know, is discussed with our clients. We do the workshops with them, you know, we show them the product before we launch them, you know, we take the feedback and we react very fastly, you know, and, you know, this means a lot because, you know, we are like a family, not only like the easy bankers, as we call ourselves, not only, you know, the employees, but the clients are also a part of our family. And this is very important, you know, the relationship and the closeness. And what we try actually, you know, our clients set the priorities to us, you know, they, you know, dictate which improvements should go first, you know, what they need, you know, what they're missing. and this whole co-creation makes it a very, very exciting place, to be, and we have amazing clients, that, as I said, they're a part of the family.
Exactly.
And one more thing, at first, when we started, we were focused on business, to onboard more clients, and as mostly all the startups. Now, the compliance part is the biggest department in our team, which gives the comfort. I really hope, and I know from the feedback of our clients, that they sleep well during the night, because they know that they're safe with us. So this is us.
Amazing. You know what? I had in mind something when you said that, and that I had in mind. I had a phone call with your development teams that came, because we had some demands that we had from some of your clients. Actually, it's cool, because I think that also FinXP has this type of stuff. But I'm sure, and again, not to mention other names, the other providers and other PSPs in Malta, okay? So, other EMIs in Malta that have been, some of my clients have been working in the past. And the funny stuff is that both FinXP and also ConnectPay, I saw it, that you're both very open to hear feedback and actually develop things which is unique to clients, and which is amazing, which is great, because you take a case study, and I specifically with your team, like with Vicky, the CEO, Marius, he's actually the CTO beforehand, so he knows so much technology. So when I speak about some demand of one of my clients that he saw that the system works like this and wants like an additional feature, you actually consider to do it, and if it works, you actually implement it, and that's really, really, really cool, and that's very agile. This is what we like. So thank you, Viktorija. Thank you so much.
This is something, what you said. There is no such thing as impossible, for our clients in us. If you need something and you tell us that, we get together and we make impossible things possible. So
exactly. So thank you so making the impossible. Thank you, Jeffrey. As I said, also Jeffrey. This again, what I like also about your team. Expanding and also creating new features, which is only last week we spoke about the debit cards and this. But please, can you please speak about things that makes FinXP as a unique software provider being close to the industry in Malta? Yeah. Please.
Yeah, exactly. Just to continue on this point, I think certainly our ability to develop our products and to listen to our clients and to see what the market needs is definitely one of our strengths. I think from a culture perspective, FinXP has a very entrepreneurial culture. When I look at the executive team, our CEO, CFO, COO, CTO, they are all entrepreneurs. They all have had their businesses in the past. And so obviously when you have this entrepreneurial mindset in the executive team, that attitude trickles down to the rest of the company, and sort of that's the culture that we have here at FinXP. We're always trying to see how to make things happen, not just for ourselves, but also, of course, for our clients. So I think that's one of the competitive advantages that we have, our culture. The second thing is maybe the fact that we cover the full value chain in payments. So whether a client needs IBAN accounts or virtual IBANs, or payment processing, settlements, Forex, we are able to cover all of these services, and so that means that the clients don't need to jump from one payment service provider to another for different services, but we can service them throughout. I think you're on mute, Tal.
Sorry. Looks like I can do like that. Okay, I think that it's okay. We try to manage with this echo. I think it's okay. What if I understand correctly, and makes you unique, the company unique, FinXP, a part of being like, let's say, plenty of years on the road, is that you aim to be a one-stop shop to offer different payment solutions, being close to the gaming industry, being
definitely
mainly based in Malta. And I can also add, and something which you didn't say, I always mention when our Maltese regulated companies ask us, who are these FinXP? Are they new? Because we never heard them before. We just saw them in the SBC event and we saw them on your panels. I said, listen, these guys are 7 years already in the business. Jens is like, he's German, and Stefan is German, and they have like German culture. And it's like a mixed German and Maltese culture. I really think it's another very interesting point that you don't see in other, let's say, Maltese EMI. And again, I'm not mentioning any names, but we all know that sometimes you put, an application, it can take 1 month to be accepted. And it's not even depending on a specific, provider or nationality, but clients cannot agree to that, And we all know about that. And that's important. Thank you. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Gonzalo, my friend. Gonzalo, so there are many affiliates there, many affiliate networks, many people are doing digital marketing. And I think that in Israel, it became like the national sport. Everybody is opening. What makes your company, Mobile Brain, and the group and are so like useful that people actually want to work with you and with Gidi and Asaf and the team and Bernard?
Okay, I will say the main points are we are specialized on mobile apps. And on that, we are one of the first in the industry. The other aspect is we are kind of, for affiliate, a big company, but we still behave like a small affiliate, like really tailored to every partner. And also, maybe as much as important is all of our partners, we used to work in the other side in the industry. Then we do really understand our clients. Then when you understand the other side, because you were part of them, you can give an extra notch on service.
Amazing. So if I understand correctly, what you try to do is actually to be focused on what the client needs and not what he wants, and make sure that it's compatible. Can you refine that point? I want to make sure that I understood what you say.
For example, you were talking about cowboys.
Sorry?
You were talking about cowboys.
Cowboys. Look, it's Latin America. You remember, like if Jeffrey will say, Jeffrey, say cowboy, I want to hear the Maltese accent. You know that Viktorija, by the way, she has been living in Malta. So Viktorija, you did not get your Maltese accent, right? You did not absorb that, right?
No, I didn't have it, but I love it. Love it.
Nope. Yeah, it's the best. Say cowboy, Jeffrey.
Cowboys.
You see, that's the Maltese accent. You see, but if Emily would say, because she was born in the United States, to say like cowboys, but So
well, let's call it hit and run. In the industry, when I was in the other side, we used to call it a lot of hit and run. Okay. And you see a lot of those kind of person, hit and run business person, as an affiliate and as an operator. And we understand the fear as an operator for those. And also as an affiliate, we have the same problems. And also services, quality, compliance, we need to feel what they need, and we need to feel the desire. And we have the ability because, as you said, Gidi used to work in 888, Asaf used to work in 888, I used to work in Mansion, and we understand that side.
It's amazing. So what you actually say, actually, I never have been aware, because the partners, like Gidi, Asaf, and him, is like, all of them looking like CPAs, like certified, like if I'm looking, I don't know what I look, and maybe I look like a pop star, I want to be a pop star, but no, I enjoy being a lawyer. I'm just joking. These guys, his partners, doesn't look like Gonzalo. Sorry. Gonzalo, as I say, is looking like he's the face of Mobile Brain. He comes, he's getting on interviews, he meets the client, does the biz dev, speaks on panels. But the other guys, look like nerdish, with glasses, and one looks like an accountant, and the other looks like a programmer in a high tech, but the one that is in the last room, but all of them very, very talented, which is amazing. It's a nice contradiction. And yeah, you know what I mean? Will you agree with that, Gonzalo? I hope that you're not insulted what I said now.
No. Asaf is the face in Israel. The issue is he don't like to speak, the language that's not Hebrew.
But the funny stuff that you said,
both of them are beautiful. Sorry,
both of them are very, very beautiful.
I couldn't be like without them. I don't know where I will be.
Of course. The thing is, I mentioned it for a point. They came from 888. They came from operators, and they also know from their day job and from knowing what's going on in Ramat Gan and Tel Aviv what means cowboys, how to prevent working with those cowboys, and how to keep compliant, which is important, and we'll touch it in the next question. So thank you, Gonzalo. Last but not least, my team member, Emily Helmer. Emily, there are lots of law firms in the industry. Many do one-stop shop. Some of them do, I don't know, everything. And what makes your team, your compliance team, and what makes your firm so special?
Well, I'll start by saying that the firm was established in 2003, and we have clients nowadays that are still with the firm ever since 2003. And that,
18 years.
And that means a lot. Just, you know, plain and simple, that means a lot. But I think the real reason is that the only way we do business is an all-inclusive, full turnkey solution package for our clients. So that means any legal services and ongoing advice they need, whether it's banking and payment solutions, compliance services, in-house and outsourcing compliance services that my team offers. We also, you know, involve our clients with the essence of the business. So we offer business partners and clients to sit on panels with us, just like this one right now. And we're very involved, and it's not a business, it's more of a family. So people don't realize that when they sign up and you know, you sign a contract to onboard with the firm, you're gonna be invited and mandatory to come to dinner parties and lunch parties and wine tastings and just all in all activities with the clients that build relationships and make the work together so much more fun and easy, because when you're doing business with people you enjoy spending time with, it makes all the difference. And I think that's really the key, because when we're talking about business and business partners, it's all about people and reading the people and understanding who you're working with and what each client prefers and what they like. And I think that just it makes it personalized, and like Viktorija was saying, that they're growing so fast, ConnectPay, but they're still in the essence they're boutique. And I think that's really the word, because we do have, I don't even want to say how many clients, but each client feels like they're the only client. And I think that's so important when you're dealing with business, because you're talking about people stepping into the lives of people.
Exactly.
And I think that's what makes us unique.
Wow, you know, it was touching to hear that. You know, I really, Emily, thank you.
Thank you.
I really, you know, you could not draft the things that, you know, I've been thinking even better or more precisely, because that's exactly what I actually feel, and that's
I'm
great.
so glad, and it's coming from your employees, so yeah. I think that's even more touching.
That's good. That's good. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Thank you. Wow. Okay. Next topic that I would like to touch is compliance. Okay, and compliance is important. I think we discussed it briefly beforehand when we spoke about the cowboys and what not to do. I think it's also important how to take compliance and keep it on your side. Keep it on your side. And we believe that compliance is not only a challenge but also an opportunity. And if you take compliance as something that is something that you will use it to filter the bad actors or filter the monkey business, but and still work properly and effectively, meaning you can do lots of money, and I'm speaking now as an operator or a service provider, but minimizing your risk. And that also goes with being social responsible. If you're an operator, not get money from people who are broke. If you're, you know what I mean. If you give financial, if you're a financial broker or you have a trading platform, make sure that people do not risk capital they can afford to lose. And I think it's very, very important. So all of this also make sure that brings back to the compliance and the social responsibility. And I think that's a major focus going forward. And now I would like to ask maybe, okay, Gonzalo. Okay, Gonzalo, you're an affiliate. Okay. And I know that you're working, with affiliates and more affiliates and less affiliates, and some of them can sometimes say, listen, Gonzalo, I want an offer how to make money. Let's make rich quick. Or this casino just all the time wins. Or this casino is like the best. And like, you know what I mean? Like this one has only the best spins and everything. When you smell something is fishy, how do you as a company, and I know, where does this reach you? The idea of being socially responsible and being fully compliant, that's important because you're also a technology company. So for you, it's even more important. So I would like to ask you, Gonzalo,
no problem.
Start with you.
Okay. I just got a bit. Anyway, it's two things that I do. First, regarding to compliance, we don't take leads. We don't work that way. We don't take any info. But, and also remember when I used to be in the other side, let's say the aspect of, for us, in every country, we have the pop-up blocking of +18.
Very good.
And we have we have a discussion with some employees saying that this will affect the conversion, blah, blah, blah. And I made a bet, I say, this will not affect at all. It's not even 1% from click to sign that. And I was right. Compliance do not, if you do it right and you do it well, compliance do not affect your incomes. It's totally the opposite. Compliance will make you sleep better and will not affect your incomes. And
unbelievable. It's amazing because many people will say that Gonzalo's thesis is totally wrong. You know that if you're regulated, if you work in a regulated company, God forbid, it's important to hear. Continue your point, Gonzalo.
No, that is, for example, an example that is proved by stats. It's like and that was before that some simple compliance will not affect you at all and make you sleep better. Not only because the regulator is telling you, it's because, it's the right way. And second, regarding to my real clients that are the operators, are the gambling or the dating, you cannot really put the gun and say, tell me all your secret, tell me who you are. What we do is we start small, we start delicate, we gain trust each other, and then we grow. Then that is the only way, the real way of, you have to have KYC and all the people and visit them, but everything could be. The only way to work for me is I meet a client, we start small, we gain confidence, I understand what they're doing better, and then we grow. And I think operators should do the same with affiliate. You start, that's the way I take it.
I agree with you, and that's a really, really good, and that's a good way. And again, it's not that I don't want that that it will seem that we're throwing the baby with the water, because let's say like this, it's not like black or white. You can still be on the gray. In the financial sector, you can still be self-regulated. Okay, doesn't mean even if you have a Marshall Island company or a Vanuatu license, which is like an offshore license, it doesn't mean that you steal clients' money. It doesn't mean you can even work according to like the best standards without like the European license MiFID. But it's a big difference between cowboys who that's their motto, than people who want to come on the long run. That's exactly goes with Curacao license and Alderney license, which for me, I don't think it's a big deal. And many of our clients has those licenses as long as they work by the book and, work properly with proper platforms, not with rigged platforms, if you got what I mean. Yeah. Viktorija, also in ConnectPay, half of the company, it is actually compliance team. I think that it could be very, very, I don't know, disturbing, but it's not that a problem. And I think that, you have T-Ball.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Thing. So let me know, what do you think? Yeah.
We have, the people in our compliance team, they're very talented, smart, they think out of the box, and what Gonzalo said, getting to know our clients, it is very important. To have trust in our business, it's important to have trust for us in our clients and for our clients to have trust in us, and we can't build trust without, solid foundation of compliance. We need to be comfortable in front of regulators. We know our clients, we know their cases. And what I heard recently, because I did some round of interviews and workshops with our clients that newly onboarded with us, and they're coming from higher risk industries. And what they were sharing with me is that in other companies, when they come, they're treated like you're bad, and here's your opportunity to prove us wrong. This is not how it works. It shouldn't be like that. We, as Gonzalo said, we start the relationship. We build the trust. We know the industry very well, and what questions we should ask. And if sometimes we don't, that comes very handy, that our relationship with our other clients, the old clients that we have. We always, we have these workshops with our clients that they have workshops with our compliance team. So for us to understand business, it's not only the law, it's not only the regulations. You need to understand so we go actually beyond what's written in the law. So this is this trust is very important on both sides, and having such a great team. And of course now my job is to work with those teams and to make sure that the experience, yes, compliance is very important, but to take the effort from the client's shoulder. A lot of things can be done by us, and that's what we do. It's better we take more work on ourselves, but try to make as effortless experience for our clients as easy, because all that matters is to move funds in a fast, easy, and most importantly safely way. So there is no safety without great compliance. So this is
I just want to add, I think that's so important, because when you're talking about the longevity of a business, when you're looking to build a business, not just in the short term, but in the long run, and you want your business to exist and prosper for years to come, you need to take the time and really be forefront on the compliance, because these are the things that will promote the business and make it prosper for really for the long run. And that's amazing what you said about ConnectPay.
Agreed.
Exactly. Thanks.
Thank
Totally agree with that.
Yeah, thank you. Jeffrey, I've been working with FinXP, with the compliance team, with normally we just send it to you or to Daniela, and we just seamless. But we had the chance to work with and see those guys both on Zoom and also over the phone. And what I like with your team is that you have like an open door policy. It's not like the compliance is disconnected with the rest of the company. I'm not sure it's even necessary by law. In my team, Emily is head of compliance, and also the direct deals also with the e-merchants, and she's not sitting in her own room with her headphones saying, we don't know anything, because like in banks, there should be like Chinese walls. I think that the law firm, I think we're the only law firm that actually has a compliance department. It's not even necessary by the law, but we wanted to make a higher standard. But Jeffrey, how does it work with FinXP? Why is it like an opportunity, and how do you see it in your team?
So, I mean, I totally agree with Viktorija. Compliance is very important. And of course, because in the financial services industry, business is based on trust. So when you're working with a financial institution, you want to trust, you want to believe that, they're going to be there in, 3, 5, 10, 15 years time, and not lose their license because of some shady business that they were involved in. So the way it works here in FinXP is, since we have since the executive team is very experienced, particularly when it comes to obviously banking, but also the iGaming and the crypto industries. The executive team is very involved when it comes to onboarding clients and vetting applications, because we want to use our experience and our in-depth expertise in these industries to make sure that we understand what our clients do, how their business models work, so that, as I was saying before, if there's a way we can make things work for our clients, then that's what we want to do. Compliance is not just about ticking boxes. It's about really understanding the business of the client and seeing how we can work together.
Amazing. And when you, as I understand correctly, and hopefully when everything opens up in Malta, I think it will be much more easier and even much more faster. People can come to the FinXP office and sit for a coffee. Even now, I know. Yeah, I think it's a good thing.
Exactly, and this is one of the things that we've done with many clients, is that we've actually asked them to meet up in person, whether it's them coming to Malta or to Germany, or we going to them, or meeting up at conferences. Having that face-to-face interaction is very important, because, as I said, it's all based on trust. So you want to trust that, if we're working with a crypto exchange, that they're vetting their clients correctly, what their processes are. So, going into the details and, also learning about the people.
Wow, I agree with you. Interesting, very much. Each one of you come from a different jurisdiction, a different mentality, and different, let's say, view. And it's great to see how everything combines to something very, very special and very informative and very, that I can learn from. Dmitrii. And Dmitrii actually, he came originally, as you know, only from the name, by the way. His accent is like totally London, even West London. It's like he's speaking like he came from Mayfair, but as you say, he came from Russia, and now he's actually living in Lisbon. Now, in Dmitrii's company in the crypto compliance, something which is very, very key. But when I see it on the side, the compliance, it does not tarnish the effectiveness of the work. And I can just give an example. Dmitrii, can even put it you're muted, so you can just even turn off the mute. I'm saying like that. I can just give you an example. For me, part of the most important thing is the AML policy, and we draft anti-money laundering policies. Normally in my team, it's Mayan and Liat, and Jenny is also covering on the payment side. And what we normally do, we tailor it for every different client to the different jurisdiction, etc. Then the nice stuff about Cryptopay, that they actually asked also for the internal policy that the operator's employees sign. Now, between us, it's not a big deal, not a big deal that the employees will understand what is not to launder money through the systems, or to screen the employees, that there are no people that are doing, as we see, as we know, you know what I mean, like issues like with suppliers or with. And that's cool. And this is what I really like about Cryptopay. And this does not tarnish the effectiveness at all, but just shows that you're in a very high compliance standard. So that's what I had to say. Now, where does the compliance issues seize you, and how can you take the compliance and make it to your advantage, Dmitrii?
Thank you, Tal. So I agree with Viktorija. We try to take the same approach and make as much work internally as possible, not to make our clients' life harder, although keep it at a certain standard. But for me, compliance specifically in crypto is an opportunity, because basically we're bringing a new technology which is not very well known to the operators or our clients in general, and we try to go the extra mile explaining what are the risks and giving them a framework to assess their own risks, and explaining how dealing with crypto might harm or help them. So I think that's where the opportunity in compliance lies for us, being the crypto processing company.
And you know what? Not only it is the idea that you have an address in the UK, which is the real address. The idea that you have a guy that if you speak with him, you can hear the UK British accent. Dmitrii, when did you? Sorry to be picking all the time on the accent, because I have also an OCD. I all the time thinks about accents. When did you move from Moscow, from Russia to the UK? Where did you live?
8 years ago.
So you see, 8 years ago, and he already has such a posh accent. It's really cool. So I can compliment that. But what I'm saying is like this. Also, Will Young, one of my favorite guys in Cryptopay and the director of business development. he is like he's a professional. He's a professional. Even though he's young in age, but he's a professional. He knows the thing. He knows the business. He knows to ask the questions. He knows to run the applications of our clients fast without being not compliant. And this is in this industry very, very important, because as I said, and I'm just giving you what, everybody can choose his providers, but to take someone writing you an email from, it's not only regarding crypto processing providers, but specifically there, because but also other PSPs. If you get a PSP coming from, and again, I don't have anything against people from Southeast Asia. I have lots of friends there. I have even an office there, but or somewhere in Eastern Europe that sends you an email from mail.ua. Or something at Proton Mail, which it's an email that you can never probably, know who's behind that. And then they say, listen, we'll get you this and that, they will process you in crypto, you get you in fiat. I don't know what to say. I think it sounds so shady, We were in Dubai. Emily, you remember we were in Dubai? We saw many of those came to us and just offering their services, and you remember that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You don't even know the name of the company. You don't know who's behind. They're just like anonymous people, like no names, and
names.
they won't even tell you their names because they're like behind a screen. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. And again, it doesn't mean that people that want to remain anonymous are criminals, But and again, many of the operators themselves don't want that anyone will know who is behind the company. That's fine, Anonymity, asset protections, that's fine. Doing legitimate operations is fine. But opening let's say a crypto exchange or dealing with funds on behalf of operators that is in the hundreds of thousands or millions without people actually knowing who you are, I think it's something which is a problem. And this is what I really like about people here in the panel, and also our business partners and clients in general, that we know them face to face, exactly as Emily said. Anything to add, Dmitrii, or do you want me for you to open the next one regarding the compliance one?
I think we said everything we wanted on this one.
Very good. I want you to open our final question. And that is specifically for you. And why it is specifically for you? Because probably Dmitrii's company is the longest one on the market here between, my company is from 2003, put myself aside. Viktorija's company, I think almost 2 years ago. Jeffrey also quite several years. Gonzalo has been in 888 before. But actually, Cryptopay, no? You were not in 888? Your partners, no problem. But the good thing about I
was in Mansion and
in Mansion Casino.
Gidi and Asaf.
Sorry. Mansion Casino, another big name, but also Mansion, very nice company. But again, not say many. Some of their senior employees just left and opened their own stuff, and it's not a big deal, because things like that happen all the time. Doesn't mean that that's a bad company. It's a good company. But at the end of the day, if you see a company like Cryptopay and you saw them in IGB and you saw them speaking on panels like 5 years ago, and you see companies and clients working with them for several years, and relationships that are actually not for a month or two, but for 5 years already, when even the company changed their business model, and which is also really, really nice. The questions are actually open to everybody, but I want to start with Dmitrii, because Dmitrii has a great example. How do you make a relationship last? And that's the question. And Dmitrii, let's start with you.
I think it's pretty much very simple. You just need to put all the cards on the table, make sure you're transparent with your partners from the very first day, and then just go the extra mile to over deliver and under promise, I would say.
I can tell you, I also agree with what you're saying, and let me even add, I was discussing with Will Young, that he has such a generic name. I was sure that he's one of the, gaming providers that has a stage name, that he actually has a different name. But no, he is exactly Will Young. He looks like a Will Young. He looks like a typical British, very smart, as I said. And we discussed, we have one of the clients in the final stages, and we both said the best way, and we agreed, to make the client happy, not the client asked, listen, when will it be ready? And I was knowing that it will be ready that afternoon, but both of us said, listen, let's say during the week, so the client will be satisfied and not have a very strict ETA, because everything can happen. Everything can be unexpected. It's not your issue, not anyone's issue. And that's exactly a good thing that you just said. Don't give over expectation. That's important. Make sure that you can come behind expectation. Of course, not everything is in your hands, but that's the thing that I saw in my eyes, which is quite different, sometimes to other, specifically crypto providers, but also gaming platforms. We've been working with a gaming platform who actually promised to deliver a full website with everything, with this type of slots and everything in 4 weeks. And this does not happen, even including the Curacao license. And between us, it's a really, really, really bad idea to engage with that thing. So the client just lost his $20,000, started everything, and I think now everything works properly. But I think that's important. Thank you, Dmitrii. Thank you, Dmitrii. Great. And keep doing a good job with your team. Your team is amazing. Thank you. Everybody I had a chance working with, like, Darren and Will and Alexei and yourself, great people, and continue the great work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Jeffrey. And again, how does FinXP, now that you branded yourself and you have like the unique culture, how can you make sure that the guys are going and coming with you and opening with you the company, and so opening with you the account, continue and work with you? And that's also important in a very, very competitive market, and you actually do it. But what's your point?
Well, the way we see clients is that we like to think of them as our partners in the business. So that's why we invest so much time in in understanding their business and their payment strategy and getting to know their team, because once you get these insights, you can then understand more fully what opportunities there are and how we can add value to their business. Apart from that, I think it's also very important to have very good communication. So clear emails, being responsive.
Jeffrey is like the extremity of being responsive.
Yeah.
Responsive to WhatsApp, responsive to emails, responsive in his holidays, in his day off. Being responsive.
Today's a day off here in months, actually.
Today, I'm not surprised, by the way. I'm not surprised, by the way. Not surprised. By the way, also Viktorija, also Vilte is like this in the Vilte also. Actually, Vilte is like the Jeffrey. Jeffrey is like the Vilte. Jeffrey is like, sorry, I told you, Jeffrey, that you're like the Vilte of FinXP. So it's funny. Yeah, so Vilte is all the time, like all the time on. She's in Bali, she's on the phone. Like every time, we can call her all the time. And it's cool that you have team which is all the time. Sorry, maybe it's very bad on the balance between work and life. Maybe. Not maybe, I'm sure it's bad. But in the bottom line, where there's so many things to do for your clients, you need to make sure that they get service. So what actually Jeffrey says here is that it's something very special. Is to make sure that the service will be responsive and always on time. That's correct?
Yes, because clients have high expectations. So of course, as you were saying, you have to manage those expectations. But if I can get to a client today before tomorrow, then I will do so. Amazing.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Thank you also. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your insight. Emily. And Emily is actually one of she's really good in not only in maintaining good relationship, but many of our clients say, listen, we really enjoyed working with Emily on the compliance and opening the company and opening the bank account. Maybe she can also take care of she will take care of servicing us in buying that other company or this activity. And I said, listen, Emily, she's only a law student, she is not that, but it's good. So I think it's a good thing that it's good to manage a good relationship. And this is a good example.
Thank you. Well,
what do you think about that? Yeah.
I think that something that, again, differs us from other law firms is the fact that we have the business view to be able to take, say, a client who comes in and has a project in mind and wants to, kick off the project and get it going. And us looking for legal advice and the legal supervision and sort of legal covering from all over. But because we are so experienced in working with these type of services and products, doing what we do for so long, we're able to give more of a full coverage, sort of, from the financial side and from the from, of course, from the legal side, but also from the biz dev side, and sort of taking everything and giving the client exactly what they need to kick off the project and to make it work for the long run, which is really, really important. And I think that's something that clients coming into the firm, not knowing us, are not expecting of that kind of service, and sort of all inclusive, all in all, giving them everything they need, whether it's connecting them to banks, connecting them to different partners, sending them clients. You know, the business isn't even operating yet, and sending them clients and sending them contacts. And this is something that when you, just like Dmitrii was saying, when you under promise and then over deliver, people just adore that, because they're not expecting something, and you're giving them over and beyond. And I think that's a really great way to establish business relationships, when people are not expecting, and then you over deliver, and it's amazing, because they really see that the tips and the advice that you're giving them is on point. I think that's the real key here, is everything is on point. And I mean, it's all, we're talking about the way you do things, but when it comes down to results, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for results. I think that's a really great way to establish business relationships.
I agree. And you know, funny, I was all the time thinking, listen, part of our, I don't know, our unique appeal, that we're very unique. You know, not every lawyer have this kind of stuff, and you know, and can go with, I don't know, this type of cap and take his clients on a field day, or his team to a hotel, and you know, have fun with his synthesizer on the Prague Gaming Summit, by the way.
Yeah, this weekend Tal took us out to like a fun weekend at a hotel, and we went on a bar tour Thursday evening. It was like totally happening in Tel Aviv.
Jeffrey saw
downtown.
The picture. Jeffrey saw the picture on there. Jeffrey, yeah, I sent, you know, we're discussing it. Jeffrey said, "No, your graffiti too." I just said, "This is what's happening now."
It was crazy.
You know,
it was
crazy. Yeah, but I was always thinking this is part of the appeal, but then I actually realized it's the other way around. This is only like the cherry, but the actually idea is that, as you just said, and that's very, I did not realize it only recently, and that is what actually it means, that the proactive approach. It means that when we know that
exactly, when you're proactive, people don't expect that, because in the business, when in the industry we're in the industries where most of us are in, people are not proactive, and
yeah,
stepping up to the table,
yeah,
and doing things proactively. It's just, people are like, wow.
Yeah, exactly. Before I move to Gonzalo, maybe I'll just give maybe 2 examples of that, and then I move to Gonzalo, because the guys are just telling me that we need to end. Before I move to Gonzalo, just 2 examples of what you just said, and I was just thinking about. One is that the issue of this Curacao, that you know, companies, operators licensed Curacao started losing their I don't know, PSPs, etc. So we already came with the next new alternative regimes where to operate, etc. That's one thing, and we knew that, because we knew that the governor will change, and what you know, so we came in a proactive approach, did not say, you know, sit on the side. Okay, you know, the same went to other licenses in the financial sector, etc. That's one thing. The second thing, and another example that we saw, one was that. What was the second? We had another proactive approach that we said, I forgot about it now. That is now the legal opinions issue. Now, yeah, many companies that actually operate different type of activities, whether it's being an affiliate or an affiliate network, or a financial company, or even a fintech company, which is totally, I don't know, clean, as we say it, or even dating companies, are now being asked by banks and third parties and, you know, partners and authorities listen, can you please explain what are you seeing? Why is this transaction? And these are not only in Israel, this is also all around the world. Specifically in Israel, we have lots of clients being questioned by the banks. Each bank has this different form. What type of this? Why was this wire from that company? And it's so strange, you know, we're also representing dating companies. And you have like a Together network, which is like a company which is representing probably the best or the biggest like publicly listed companies in the dating business. And when you get money from that company, who is that company? And that's an interesting issue. So now part of the job that we now do, and we've been dealing with it very frequently in the last 2 months, writing legal opinions to clients all around the world, describing their activity, that what they do, it is legit, and what to make sure what they need to do to make sure they are legit, because things are, you know, coming more and more complex. And that's important because no one actually asked for them, you know, maybe 1 or 2, but then we started to do it, you know, something which is like on a larger level to make sure that everybody is working by the book. That also brings that. Now, Gonzalo has been working with some of the operators for years. I will not replace Gonzalo and his team. And Gonzalo, what's your trick? Apart of going to London and sitting with them on beers, please, Gonzalo.
Whiskey. No, also from before, it's always people forget that. We're humans. We're people. We have to integrate, we have to talk. Know when you meet with somebody, it's all about business. Keeping that in mind. Like, always thinking, like, just always remember we're humans and we need to talk and we building relation. That's the main key. Of course, always fulfilling the expectation is the business area, and that is, everybody will tell you, fulfill the expectations. Yeah, but don't forget the other side, that there are human beings involved. Meanwhile, you don't forget that, everything will stay more steady. That is because everything else already was said here. I cannot add something more. It's really amazing, all of this. But just fulfill expectation, like everybody said, give the extra notch, and always remember, you're talking with other humans, and you have to build that relation too.
Amazing. So important. I think that many of you already spoke about that. Human. The human interaction is very important because we're all high-tech, online, etc. Guys, wow, I can tell you, I think that since 2021, I think that we have been, I think that over 20 panels already. And I made recently a list. And this is probably one of the top 3. And that's a good compliment that each one of you can think. And also like the dynamics between each one of you. And I learned a lot of what I heard now. Really, Emily, one of the top 3? Can we put this in one of the top 3 panels?
Definitely.
Definitely, one of the top 3. Really. So guys, I really want to thank each one of you. I want to thank Gonzalo, Jusid, and your team from Mobile Brain. I want to thank Viktorija. Nemniasevaite. Look at this.
Oh, don't.
No, you say it, please. Vilta, I already know, and the other guys. How do you say your surname, please, Viktorija?
Nemniasevaite.
Nemniasevaite.
It's mixed. I'm very mixed, and the surname, I always have to show my documents, so you know it's
a cool
gonna
name.
soon change, but you know, but yeah.
Well, even to send you an email, you have to spell it out
because
it's in your address.
I copy paste it myself.
No, it's unbelievable. We need to do like Vicky at ConnectPay. You know, you need to be like much more easier. But it's better than Gonzalo. You know, Gonzalo, it has the funniest email. Like all their team has like Hotmail, Yahoo, and Yandex. Like Asaf is with the Yandex. Sorry to say, Gonzalo, that's the truth. You work with like, sorry.
Yeah, no, we have a company email, but I will go with my Hotmail. It's old. It's old. You know how old is that email?
Hotmail. And the other guys is with Yahoo. Thanks God it's not AOL or MSN. You know, I think that these will not.
I have one AOL.
Thank you, Viktorija. And thank you, Emily Helmer, for joining us to this panel and giving
Thank
your
you so
insight.
much, Tal.
Thank you. Dmitrii Guniashov, my friend from Lisbon. And thank you also to you, and thank you also to the Cryptopay team.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And last but not least, my friend Jeffrey Romano from Malta. Keep safe in Malta. Hope that everybody's enjoying the time, and hope to see you soon face-to-face, each one of you, hopefully, I don't know, in several months. I'm looking forward to that. And take care. Thank you again
That's
to the organizer.
That's my wish, to meet you all face-to-face.
I will not forget. And I think it's also important that all of us, again, to congratulate and to greet and to thank again the organizers of AffiliateCon, which are great people, Tim Pool and Maria, and the owners of both, which is called Trafficology, and it's called also Gambling Insider, and they have also a printed magazine. They have so much publications. They're based in Shoreditch, and the funny and the best thing about that, they did not give up during the Corona days, and I think they will reap all the rewards after the Corona days. And I'm really happy for them to also support the industry, and we're here to also to support them. So thank you also. Bye-bye, my friends. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you for joining me.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.